On traders, welcome back to another video. Today we'll be recapping my trades for this week. Now, as you can tell by the title, this is how I made $1,400 trading stocks this week, and these are going to be the five trades, my top five trades of the week. So yeah, let's jump into it by starting off with Netflix. So Netflix was my top trade on Monday, and I had a P&L of $174.24. So as you can see by this green and red line, this was my entry. So I entered the stock here. I had my stop loss $1, as you can see, down to the support level, and I wrote it. I wrote it to the first red candle. So I end up selling around, if I'm not mistaken, around 2R. So I sold for my 2R profit closing candle. I missed this quick little bounce, but no biggie. So sold at 2R. Had some shares riding, had 1/4 share riding, so it ended up popping up, and then it ended up pushing extremely hard to the downside, and it took away some of my profits. So that's how I finished that trade, up $174.24. I mean, and 20 cents. And now a little reason why I took it was we were having some huge green volume to the upside, and as you can see, the red volume is much less than the green volume. Simply just took this trade to the long side. Buyers were in control, and that's it. So NVAX was my trade on Tuesday. So now if we go to Tuesday's chart, we can see that NVAX had a gap up this afternoon session after market open. I mean, after market close, actually. It ended up finding a support here, and we were pushing to the upside. So I saw some pretty strong volume to the upside, and I wanted to take a long. If we could get over pre-market highs, but before pre-market highs, we had a period of consolidation, and this period of consolidation was pretty close to all-time highs. We had broken most of its resistance and kept finding higher lows, and found another higher low over here, as you can see. So it kind of does the same thing over here. It has a big red candle, consolidates, pushes up. Big red candle, consolidates, pushes up. Consolidates, big red candle, pushes up. Big red candle, consolidates, pushes up. Big red candle, consolidates, pushes up. But you get the point. So I took a position here at 42. I had my stop loss at 41.50, and I rode this stock. I sold this pretty quickly. Okay, so we can see that if I zoom in a bit, we can see I got it at $42. I got it here on this green candle, stop loss here. I got in the money immediately, like 30 cents. I was up almost 40 cents. We got we got an opening candle, and this started pulling back very, very, very hard. So this kind of shook me out, not gonna lie. I should have just stuck to my regular stop loss, or at least like moved my stop up. But I got shook out from this candle. I sold 3/4 of my shares, somewhere on this candle, and let the rest of my shares ride. So that's how I ended up finishing $117, because the extra shares that I let ride um, were making me extra profit. So it helped me get above 1R. So we came up, and I end up selling at this overextension candle. I end up selling. I don't think I've sold at the bottom, but I probably sold at the 44 breakdown. Since it wasn't able to hold, but that's how I finished up more than 1R, even though I didn't even take a 101 on my trade right here with the shares riding. I was able to make up for it. So that was that. But now Wednesday, my trade of the day on Wednesday was ticker symbol DAL. So DAL stock, we can see, had a huge flush on Tuesday. We had a support level. The support level was breaking down, and now we were consolidating and found a support here, under support, and kept finding lower highs. I decided to look for a breakdown at 20 2025, if I'm not mistaken. 2025, yeah. And I had about a 15-cent stop. It came down, pushed. I kept riding. I kept riding. If I'm not mistaken, maybe I took a partial around here. Um, Held through this pullback, and I end up selling the rest of my shares. I remember now. Okay, so I end up selling the rest of my shares on this spike up here. This breakout candle of its momentum to the downside. It wasn't able to crack this, so it pushed to the upside. Sold the rest of my shares there um, for I think a little more than 100 profits. But I finished DAL on Wednesday up 253.50. So, and the reason why was I took another position here, kind of setting up the same like it was over here. Took my position, had my stop loss once again 15 cents or maybe 10 cents on this one. All right, so maybe this one was 10 cents. So I got a huge flush to the downside. Immediately got my 101. I'm pretty sure I took my partial around here, let some shares ride, it ended up bouncing, and I took the rest off on this green candle. Finishing two trades up $253, so I averaged about $125 for each trade, which is more than my 1-to-1, which was a fantastic trade. And now we're gonna take a look at BABA, which was my trade of the day on Friday. Excuse my lines. It's probably gonna look sloppy, but to you, but it makes sense to me. And yep. So as you can see, we had I want to go over a quick analysis with you guys, and you're gonna see something. So I traded BABA on this day over here, Thursday. It wasn't my trade of the day, but in the afternoon, as you can see, it had a huge bull flag. It had its resistance and kept finding higher support levels. Higher support levels consolidated over here, broke out. Did I get this trade? No, I actually missed this first trade. I took this second trade over here for a profit over here, and I think that's the only one I took, if I'm not mistaken. I think so. But I missed that on this move. I missed that on this move. But the thing is, we can see that now BABA is kind of doing the same thing over here. So we can see that it's finding higher support levels. As you can see over here, it has its resistance. It has its resistance, has its support line, and now it's consolidating above the support. Consolidating above the support, broke out. Consolidating above the support, broke out. So this is where I took my position. So I took my first trade on the break of this 203 level, huge psychological level, had 20-cent stop, immediately got into the money, sold for a little more than 1-to-1. Well, I was up almost 2.5 R. I was up almost no 1.5 R. I let it pull back. It came under my 203.20. I took my partial, took the rest of the shares off once it started pushing down pretty hard for a little more than 100 bucks, if I'm not mistaken. And then I took my second position over here. So I took my position at 203.20. Stop loss 30 cents. I immediately came into the money, got my 101. I think I sold the rest. I sold the rest out. Started pulling back. I sold the rest of my shares right there. And then I took another position right here on the breakout of this. 203.50, 10-cent stop. Immediately got in the money, and then this is where I freaking banked. I think I made like 200 bucks on this. It pulled back drastically, as you can see. It closed very low, but I was able to snag my profits because I was not greedy, and I end up finishing those three trades up $296. So roughly about $100 each trade, but it was a very A+ setup. As you can see, it's not really right. It's not really rocket science. It's just going by what you know, and look, and look, and look, and look. You see, I mean, it doesn't really get any simpler than that. And yeah, so I took another trade on ZM though. I took another trade on Friday. So Friday ZM. So Friday ZM, while I was watching it, well, it was holding pretty strong relatively to the market. The market had a pretty drastic pullback, And as you can see, ZM was one of the only stocks in the market that was holding up relatively strong compared to all the other stocks. So this is what led me to watch it. I decided to take an entry here on this green line and a stop loss here at the red line because we had some resistance to the upside and I was anticipating a move up and over. So I put myself in a good position to hold, and I knew the risk reward was great, so I had a $1.50 stop. I got my 101 on this trade. It pulled back pretty hard. I did not hesitate to sell, and I ended up selling for a $130 win. Um, then I got in right here at this 172.60, stop 80 cents. Immediately got into profit 30 cents. Didn't hesitate to take my partial. I took my profits. I end up selling out the rest on this red candle. As you can see, if I stuck to my original stop loss, I could have made my 2-to-1 on that trade, but when a stock like this moves up so drastically, I mean, there's really no reason to not take your partial, not take your profits, especially if it's having trouble holding above a certain level. Um, so that's what led me to take a partial. People could say that I sold too soon, but um, but when you get a move like this, especially market open, 7 points and 6 points in a couple candles, like less than 30 minutes of the day, it's gonna need a pullback, which ended up happening. It didn't happen here, but um, that's why I took my profits there. So I finished ZM, those two trades, up $214.38. So yeah, this concludes this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I really hope you guys found this helpful. And if you did, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, please leave them down below. And I'll also be leaving my Discord down below, which is a community that I'm trying to grow. It's a community of like-minded individuals that like the stock market and want to learn about it, and we like to ask each other questions and learn from each other overall. So if that interests you in any way, the link will be down below. So I hope to see you there, and once again, thank you for watching.